So think about the last email you sent. Did you get the response you were hoping for? Or did it just poof, disappear into a crazy crowded inbox? Every single email you send is a chance to build up your reputation or, yeah, to damage it. Today, we're going to break down the simple rules for writing emails that don't just get opened, they actually get results.
Oh, we have all been there. That split second of pure panic right after you hit send. You spot a typo, you realize your tone was totally off, or the classic, you forgot the attachment. And that's the exact feeling we're going to help you get rid of, for good.
Okay, so with things like Slack, Teams, and a million other chat apps, you'd think email would be on its way out, right? Well, you'd be wrong. In the professional world, email isn't just surviving, it's absolutely thriving. So let's dig into why it's still the king of the castle. And this right here, this is the key difference. Instant messaging is great for those quick, casual chats that, just kind of disappear. But email is for communication that needs to last. It creates a permanent, searchable record that makes it the gold standard for any formal discussion and, let's be honest, the undisputed champion for sharing important files. Its real power is in its simplicity. Emails are basically instant. They cost nothing to send. You can send a message to thousands of people with just one click. And maybe most importantly, email completely erases geography. It connects you to anyone, anywhere on the planet. It really is the original global network. All right, so to really appreciate a great email, we first have to understand what makes one, well, so bad. And if you take a quick peek in your spam folder, or heck, even your main inbox, you'll see they are literally everywhere. So let's put one under the microscope. I am sure you've gotten an email just like this one. At first glance, it might just seem a little lazy, but this tiny message is an absolute minefield of mistakes that can instantly sink your credibility. Let's break down exactly why. Okay, it all starts with that subject line, question. A question about what? This is basically the email equivalent of yelling, "Hey," into a crowded room. It gives the person receiving it zero reason to prioritize your message. It's the fastest way to get your email completely ignored. And then you've got the tone, "Hey, you free later?" Look, this is not a text to your buddy. In any kind of professional setting, this kind of text speak sends a clear signal that you don't really take the request or the person you're writing to very seriously. You're actually undermining your own message. And now for maybe the most abused acronym in the business world, ASAP. Think about it. Your as soon as possible could mean in the next 5 minutes. Theirs could mean Friday afternoon. This vagueness doesn't make things happen faster. It just creates stress and a whole lot of confusion. You got to be specific with your deadlines. So what's the bottom line here? All these little slip-ups, they add up to one big message. You just didn't care enough to get it right. A rushed, messy email shows a real lack of respect for the other person's time, and it instantly drags down your professional standing. It's all about that polish. All right, enough doom and gloom about bad emails. Now for the good stuff, the solution. Let's take those same ideas and build a simple formula for an email that is clear, professional, and actually gets you what you want. It turns out the perfect email follows a really simple 4-part structure. First, an informative subject line that tells them exactly what's inside. Second, a courteous greeting to set a professional tone. Third, a super clear body that gets right to the point. And fourth, a clean, professional closing that says who you are. If you can master this flow, you've pretty much mastered the basics. Okay, now for the little details, the polishing touches that really separate the amateurs from the pros. First, avoid all caps. Nobody likes being yelled at, right? Be really careful with emoticons. That smiley face can look pretty unprofessional in the wrong context. And it should go without saying, but always, always check your spelling. These small details, they make a huge difference. Now, writing a clear email is one thing, but it's really only half the battle. There's this whole other layer, these unwritten social rules, kind of like table manners for your inbox. This is what we call email etiquette, and trust me, mastering it is just as crucial as your grammar. So let's break down a few of the big ones. On the do side, it's all about respect. Try to reply promptly and answer every question they asked, not just cherry-picking the easy ones. On the don't side, it's about being efficient. Don't forward chain emails, and please, for the love of all that is good, don't attach massive files that are going to clog up someone's inbox. The main idea is super simple. Just make the whole exchange as easy and respectful as you can for the other person. All right, you are so close. You've crafted the perfect subject, a polite greeting, a clear closing. Your finger is hovering over that send button. But wait, stop. There is one last, absolutely non-negotiable step you have to take. This right here, this is your ultimate safety net. It is the single most important habit you can possibly develop. Read your email one last time. Check for typos, check for clarity, check the tone. Then, and only then, do you hit send. This simple 3-second pause will save you from pretty much every common mistake out there.
So, as we wrap up, I want you to think about everything we just talked about. What is the one change you can make starting right now with your very next email? You don't have to fix everything at once. Just mastering one of these habits, whether it's writing way better subject lines or just doing that one final proofread, can make your next email 10 times more effective. Seriously,